When I came into Canada in 2020 for my graduate program, one of my goals is not just to be in the lab as a student, but one of my goals is to also give back to the community. And this I did through volunteering, through engaging in leadership activities, through thinking of ideas that I can help in making my community better. And the reward for this is winning the Canadian Vanier scholarship of $150,000. And this scholarship is mainly towards supporting my PhD program for a span of 3 years. And to be sincere, it has been a very big reward. To win this scholarship is not just about being involved in academic activities or engaging in research. One also has to have leadership qualities. And this is one of the things that separates different students. There are many students that are very smart in school, being able to learn fast, but they don't really know how they can give back to their community. And giving back to their community is mainly what Creative Foundation, for instance, is all about. Being able to train young people to think differently, being able to equip them to prepare them for the future, right? So you can look at something you can do as a young person. What can I do to help my friends? What can I do to help my community to make it better? Okay, how can I change the world? For instance, you can look into the Sustainable Development Goals. We have about 17 of them. Look at that list and see what interests you. These are problems that are affecting our world today. If you pick one of these goals and focus on them, through that you can give back to your community. So as a young person, I would say you should always look at how you can make yourself better. You should always think of how you can add an extra to what you're currently doing. For me, I came to Canada for my graduate program, but I just felt that I can do something for my community, and that's what gave me the scholarship. So that's my story about the scholarship and how this can help young people. So I actually, when I came to, I think like around 2022, I was on LinkedIn when I first saw Mr. Yisa, and then I did not reach out because I just came into the country, but then seeing the amazing work he was doing. But since then, I did not reach out since until I got the Premier Volunteer Service Award, the Premier of Manitoba Volunteer Service Award, which is again an award that supports the work I've been doing in the community. So after I got the award, then he reached out to me. I was like, wow, because that's a big one, right? This is someone I've been following, behind the scene. But then he reaching out to me further solidify even the award for me. It's made it known that what I just got is not something small, but actually something that was celebrating. And he came for the award ceremony. He celebrated with me, and this is an experience I can never forget. So it was through that engagement I get to learn about what Creative Foundation is doing. And to be sincere, since then even I and my team, we've been thinking of, okay, how can we work with Creative Foundation to even help make this impact bigger, to advance the work they're doing, because this is a very important work they're doing, empowering the young, the young people in our world today for the future of work. Coding now, for instance, is a very important skill that is needed. I was reading the Future of Work report for this year, and one of the most important skills that young people need to learn now is AI and machine learning. And coding is the basics of all these skills. So Creative Foundation providing this training is actually very important for our young people today. So as an organization or even as a person, all the things that has been in my head is how can we make this bigger? How can we work together to empower more young people? So I really appreciate Mr. Yisa for this opportunity, and also for engaging with me and more like even supporting the works I'm doing. So I'm grateful for that. Yeah. So last year we received an award, the New England Biolabs Award. This is called the Passion in Science Award, and is an award given to students that are doing amazing things again in the community, just adding something to the research. So this award, several people applied, but only 12 of us were selected globally, and only 2 in Canada, which I was privileged to be one of those person, and also the only one in Manitoba. So this this award came with, number one, $1,000 to one of our organization, which is the Shaping African Women in STEM, while the other $1,000 is to invite us to the United States, to Boston, to come and visit the company's facility. So I went to the United States based on this award to check their facility, and to be sincere, it was an amazing experience for me. We had the opportunity of also sharing the impact we've been making at the Shaping African Women in STEM, how we've been empowering young African women across the world to prepare them even for a career in STEM. So, and besides that, I had the opportunity of going around Boston, getting to also connect with other young leaders across the world that are making impact. So it was a great experience, and something again that validated the work we're doing, even to empower young African women. So in 2018, I was a final year student in Nigeria at the Federal University of Technology, Accra. I was studying biochemistry. And during that time, I was again looking for something I can do beyond just going to class. Many of my friends, we go to class together, we learn a lot, but most of the knowledge we're learning is just in our brain. Just like today, we have a lot of young people out there going to school every day. We learn a lot, but we don't actually think of how to apply what we are learning. So while I was in class, I was just thinking, how can I apply what I'm learning, right? Then I look around the world, I see that there are a lot of people that are battling with disease, such as diabetes, cancer, and what have you. And these are the things we are learning in class. So I felt that I can use the knowledge I have to create awareness about some of these diseases, especially for young people, and also leveraging social media. Then I have a small phone, and on that phone I have access to all the social media platforms. Instead of going on social media to waste time, I can as well use my social media apps to post about good health and well-being. So that's what led to the founding of Food and Juice Initiative in 2018. Again, with the goal of leveraging research, leveraging awareness, leveraging technology to create awareness and programs on substance abuse, non-communicable disease and malnutrition. And in the past 7 years, we've done a lot of amazing projects. For instance, in 2019, we launched a 1-year drug abuse youth sensitization program called 365 Days. So every day we're posting on drug abuse. We partner with over 15 organizations then across Nigeria to do this project. And the impact of that project was what took me out of Nigeria for the first time, getting to attend the One Young God Summit in London. So that's what led to the Food and Juice Initiative. And even currently this year, we are running the 365 Days campaign again. If you go on our social media at Food and Juice, we've been posting every day about substance abuse, about different ways to support even people that are currently maybe under addiction. So that's what we've been doing so far. And for Impact Leaders Connect, in 2022, I was already here in Canada doing my PhD program again. Then I looked at the volunteers we have at Food and Juice Initiative. We have quite a lot of young people working with us. And then I felt that these guys that are working with us, we don't just want them to come and volunteer, but we also think of how, like how they themselves can start something, or how they can bring their ideas to life, or how they can improve themselves. So that's how Impact Leaders Connect came in, which is an event where we bring young leaders together, impact leaders together to learn, to network, and to grow. And beyond that, the organization has actually moved just beyond an event. Now we are moving more into even helping young people to understand their purpose, to know their mountain of influence. Where is it in the world they can function well, right? We all have our differences, we have our skills, we have our personality, and all of these things shape us for who we are. So we are that, we have that community where you can come in and gain access to knowledge, gain access to resources that will help you to be able to identify a mountain of influence and get established in it. So that's what we've been doing so far in Impact Leaders Connect, and we've been partnering with several organizations to even advance this mission. I would say, yes, there's been a lot of challenges because I'm combining all these initiatives with my PhD program. I also been married, and I also have businesses and things I do, so it's quite a lot. But I would say I think what helped me to being able to like manage all of this is number one, the gift of men, having great guys around me, people that also believe in this vision to work with me, right? So it's not just me doing all of these things, but I have a lot of smart minds that are volunteering with us, working with us to ensure we achieve our mission and vision. And besides that, I would say a major challenge at times is because I have 3 organizations I run, at times there's one of them that I need to focus more on, right? While the other 2, I have to maybe take some time off them. But when I do that, I ensure that there are young people again that work with me to focus on the programs we're doing, right? And maybe another one is time management, being able to manage my time as a PhD student and also manage all this organization. But again, it comes down to prioritizing and also getting to make sacrifices once in a while. At times, I have to maybe cut the time I use for social, for my social life to be able to devote more time to lead the organization. So, yeah, those are some of the challenges. Number one, being able to manage a lot of people to work with me. Number 2 is at times I have to prioritize and put my focus on one, while the others might not be able to focus much on them. And then number 3 is the ability to manage my time altogether. Okay, so for each of the initiatives, there are different, again, mission and vision, and they are all different. So for Food and Jeans Initiative, we are currently doing this 365 days campaign, but there's been a project that we've been looking onto, because the organization to what's is a core thing about what we are doing is research. So we don't just want to be making awareness, we also want to get involved in research. So we've been looking at how we can conduct surveys to understand the challenges people are going through with substance abuse, with non-communicable disease and malnutrition. While for Shaping African Women in STEM, we actually have a lot of projects lined up. One of them, for instance, is the Swiss Empower Her project. So this project is aimed at empowering final year college students with skills that will help them to be able to move into the next level. So for instance, as a female final year student, there are 3 major steps they might take when they finish their program. Number 1 is to probably go into academia, get a master's, get a PhD through scholarships. The other one is to get a job, or the other one is to start a business. And if you look at each of these 3 streams, they have different requirements in terms of skills, experiences, and the resources they need, and even the mentorship they need, right? So as a student, for instance, that wants to go into academia, they need to learn how to write an academic CV, they need to learn how to engage professors, how to design academic posters. For those that want to get into the job market, they need to learn how to write resume, how to do interviews. For those that want to get into the business world, they need to learn how to write a business plan, how to pitch their ideas. And if you look at each of these streams, there are many students today that are actually having challenges into like crossing into that stream that they want to get into. So as an organization, we want to support them, we want to help them. So the program, the Swiss Empower program, is an 8 weeks program in which the first 4 weeks is going to be focused on learning general skills like presentation, public speaking, and what have you, while the other 4 weeks is going to be focused on specific training based on the stream they want to get into. So that's what the program is all about. And after the 8 weeks program, we're going to be having another 8 weeks of mentorship. And the goal of this mentorship is to assign the participants to a mentor that will hold them by their hands and ensure that they achieve what they've learned in the program. So this is also a program where we are looking for partners with. We are currently working on a partnership with an organization in Ghana, and we're also expanding our partnership to reach out to more organizations to make it more impactful. Another one is the Swiss Art Project, ART, the Swiss Art Project. So it means the Swiss Africa Research Training Project. And the goal of this project is to empower young female students currently in college to communicate their research, to communicate what they are learning. Because inability to communicate what you're learning in school, even as a master's student or a PhD student, it might actually limit the impact or even what you get out of that program. So being able to communicate your research and the work you're doing is very important. So we're currently partnering with Carnegie Mellon University in Africa to do this project, and we're also looking at at even other universities. We're currently working on seeing how we can even have this project at the University of Manitoba here in Canada. So these are some of the things we have in plan for Swiss Africa. While for Impact Leaders Connect, every year we have a major event which happens in August. So on August 16, 2025, we're going to be having a major event where we're going to be bringing leaders across the world to come and talk about their leadership experience to empower our community. The goal of this year for Swiss Africa has been building. So every year we have a word. Last year was shift. This year is build. So this year we'll be focusing a lot on how to build ourselves, build our personal selves, build our businesses, build our career, build our spiritual life, and many other things. So this year we're going to be having a major program which is again going to focus on the theme building for global impact, which is going to happen in August. Okay, so there are different ways for this. I would say, number one, for Swiss Africa, for instance, we engage, the core focus of the organization is storytelling. And I think Creative Foundation is actually core on that. So we also have interviews like these, which are mainly virtual interviews. And part of our goal actually this year is to transition from virtual interview to physical interview. So maybe one of the ways we can partner with Creative Foundation is to see how we can work together on our interviews in telling stories, because we believe stories are very powerful. Through stories we can inspire, we can empower. Through stories you can educate. Through stories you can, help someone to move from 0 to 1. So that's what we also believe in as an organization. And the reason why we are using storytelling is because we get to celebrate women in STEM. There are many women today have engaged, and the reason why many of them even give up on their dream is because they think nobody celebrate them. Nobody even think about me when I was doing my PhD. Nobody was there when I was looking for a job. But if we get to meet this person and hear their stories, and people get to comment and celebrate them, it is an encouragement for them to be able to move on to the next level. And another major challenge that hinder many young women today to pursue career in STEM is lack of role models. They don't really see anyone to look up to, right? But if someone can share a story of where they came from, or I came from a very poor background and today I'm a director of a multinational, right? There's a girl down there too that is looking, for a story like that. So hearing that kind of story can actually help such a girl to be able to see something about our future. So stories are very powerful, and that's, I think, an area where we can partner with Creative Foundation. Another one is for the Impact Leaders Connect. We are also looking at having a lot of programs for young people, because as we are training them on hard skills, it's also very important to train them on soft skills. So last year, for instance, we got a grant at the University of Manitoba to organize a program called the Eco Empower. The Eco Empower program combines both leadership and sustainability. We're able to have 2 ministers here in Manitoba that came to talk at the event, and professors at the University of Manitoba also came to share about how young people can combine sustainability and leadership. So beyond just learning, I think, the hard skills of coding and the likes, we can also come in as an organization to train them on leadership, train them on skills that can help them even to, that they can match with their hard skill and make more impact out there in the world. So these are some of the things I think we can do together with Creative Foundation. Yeah, I think the social media, is the world we live in today, the generation we are in. We need to first understand the generation. Many young people today, the generation they came into, the generation of social media. Some years ago, our fathers maybe met newspapers and the likes, but today is a completely different thing. Even a child of 2 is already looking at carrying a phone and, pressing it, right? So this is the world we are in today. So we need to clearly first understand this generation. And after understanding them, we need to also see how we can channel some of these things they have access to help them become better. So, for instance, for someone like me, when I was in school, I had access to social media. But then I had to think, is it that social media should take away my life, or I should actually apply social media to make my life better? And then I decided to go for the second one, apply social media to make my life better. And that's, many of the organizations I've founded today are actually from social media, right? And if we also go online and search for young people today that are making amazing impact around the world through content creation, all they do is just to take their phones, instead of wasting time, scrolling, they convert that into making content on TikTok. They make content on Instagram, and today they are actually earning money. There are a lot of skills that are out there you can teach on your social media platform instead of just wasting time. But we need to engage the young people. If you don't have any content to share on social media, you just go there and waste time. So that's why as parents, as an organization like Creative Foundation, we need to bring in the young people, teach them what they can use social media for, what they can use social media, what they can apply on social media that will even help them to make impact in their world. So instead of just wasting time on it. So we just need to take away their direction on, or how do I put it now, to take away their focus on wasting time to using social media as a tool for impact. So it's just to change that focus. And once they can see that they can make great impact, I'm very sure they're already well energetic to actually apply social media to make the world a better place. Okay, so my research, I'm currently a PhD candidate. I'm in my 50th of my PhD and I'm wrapping up soon. So my PhD focused mainly on studying a particular mechanism that is happening in living cells, especially we call it eukaryotic cells, which are the cells that are found in higher organisms like human being. So this process is called splicing. Many of us have heard about DNA. We know we all have DNA in our body, but before this DNA can produce the information that we need to become who we are, it has to go through a lot of processes. So one of those processes is what I study, which is called splicing. So this splicing has been involved in several diseases that we've seen today. You know, there are a lot of diseases people have, but we don't really know what is causing them. Part of this, what is causing them, is this splicing. So in the lab, I've been able to study this for almost over 5 years and even make some important discovery to advance the field. So my goal of what I'm saying is some of the discoveries I've made so far can actually be very impactful for clinicians that are making diagnosis about disease. So for instance, you see a cancer, but you don't really know what is causing it. Through what I've been studying so far, you can easily identify the cause of that particular cancer. And when you understand the cause of a thing, we can easily treat that thing. So through my research, I believe I can help in advancing disease detection and also developing therapeutic solutions for some of the complex disease we have in our world today. Okay, I would say the awards I've received number one, I'm grateful to God for all these awards because none of the things I'm doing now, I did not do them because I want to win an award. Even the award, the premier of Manitoba Volunteer Service Award, I did not even want to apply at first. It was my wife that encouraged me to submit an application. The Canadian Vanier scholarship too, I was even afraid to submit an application. I did not do all of these things because of awards, but rather I do them because I want to make impact. But one thing I've seen about life is this. Life always reward people that are making impact. Whether it might come through monetary terms, it might come through awards, it might come through open doors, it might even come through important connection. So I see all these awards as rewards for the impact we are making. And anytime I get the award, I dedicate it not to myself alone, because all the things I'm doing, I'm not doing it alone. I have a lot of young people around me that will do them together. So the more awards we get, the more encouragement we all get, right? The more encouragement we all get because we all win the award together, and all the impacts we make, we all make it together, right? So it's I think it encourages us to do more. It inspires us to do more and see that the impact we're also making is being recognized by people, right? You don't just want to be doing things and nobody, even recognize it. So the more recognition we're getting, the more encouraged we are to make, more impact in our award. So that's how I see all these awards. And I'm grateful to God, grateful for all my mentors, all the supporters, again, like Mr. Isa, the Creative Foundation, for organizations like this that support us. So we don't just show up for another person, I also want to appreciate this Dr. Bajaj, right, who has been very supportive in even pushing what we're doing as Shaping African Women in STEM. So all of these people and our advisory board member at Shaping African Women in STEM, my co-founder at Shaping African Women in STEM, Abofede, even my wife, who is actually the core person that has also been supporting me. So all of these people, we all win the award together. And the more we get it, the more encouraged we are to make more impact. what made me to be hesitant was the voice I was hearing around me. Many young people, we have, within ourselves, we have a voice that speaks to us. And even in our world too, we have voices that speak around us, right? You might be very encouraged within yourself to apply for something, but then when you meet one or two people and they tell you that, wow, this is a very hard job, this is a very hard scholarship, you can't make it, it's only given to the best of the best, that can discourage you. And I would say that's one of the things that discouraged me then, because I felt like, when I look at all the people that have gotten the award, and also went online and read testimonials, and I see all the challenges they went through, I was like, wow, I don't think I deserve this. But then one day, again, thanks to God, I'm a Christian, I'm a spiritual person, I pray. Thanks to God for empowering me and inspiring me to go ahead and apply. And I think that's anytime I meet with people that wants to apply for that kind of scholarship or even apply for a job, one thing is this: there is no crime in applying, right? And there is no crime in failing. Actually, even when you fail, it's a sign that you're working towards success, right? The more you fail, the more the steps you're taking towards greatness, right? So that's how I was able to get out of that excitation, and then I put in the application, and then I got the award. So I would say for anyone applying for job, and even for young people out there, number one, work on yourself, develop yourself, be capable, right? And then number two, don't listen to negative voices. Anytime people speak to you to discourage you, cancel those voices, right? You are the owner of your life. You own yourself, and everybody have different experience. There are different set of people you are going to apply for a job with. For instance, I might apply for a job last year. The people that applied with me are going to be different from the person you are going to be applying with. So maybe last year there were more, good applicants. Maybe this year it might not even be good as last year. But if you look at last year's experience and then decide not to apply, that might limit you. So I would say don't listen to others. Go ahead and put in the application. And again, I have this mantra when I'm applying for awards or anything. There are three things I believe. Number one, if I apply for an award, if I don't get it, it's either the award is not for me, right? There are some things that are not for your life. There are some things that, there are doors that have to be closed for you to be able to progress further. So number one is not for me. Number two is the award is below me. There are some things that are below you. We have been in review committees and we see a candidate and say, wow, this guy is beyond this kind of application. That's why we don't give them. So it's not that they are not smart. It's not that they are not good boys, because they've risen above that level. But at times we don't know that we've even risen above that level. We think that we are still in the lower level, and then we are competing with people there, right? We should move higher and compete with the higher guys. And then the third one is higher than you. And most times this is what we face in life, right? There are some jobs that you are not yet capable to work in, and that's why they did not select you. Instead of feeling bad, it's actually a sign that you need to improve, right? I need to take more courses, I need to add more to my resume, I need to learn more, I need to go and practice more about interviewing, I need to equip myself so that when next this door open again, I will get in. So you don't want to get into a scholarship or an award and then you get in and notice that you're actually not enough to do well there. You want to do something that is meant for you. I would say the achievement I'm most proud of, I would say, is getting married. And the reason for that is because I think ever since I got married, for instance, there are many jobs that have opened up to me, many opportunities. And besides that, it's having someone close to you that can inspire you, that can encourage you, is actually something that can change your life completely, right? At times, when these questions come up at times to me, that was, what am I most proud of? People might think maybe it's the award or maybe it's running the organizations, but all of this happened because you have someone that believes in you. You have someone that you can work together with. So I would say that's the most, something that is most proud, something I can never forget. Yeah.